a key to long-term success in your travel business. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to get you guys fired up and ask you a few questions. Would you like to know a powerful strategy to reach multiple six-figure success in your travel business? Do you want an unfair advantage over your competition? Do you want to position yourself for more revenue and income in your travel business? And do you want to know the secret to overcoming obstacles and challenges without damaging your business or life? Are you looking to create a tribe of lifelong clients and referrals? All right, drum roll, please. Here is your answer. Go ahead, Lou.
Playing the long game in your business. �ᵗ𝗏 𝗪𝗏 said that his one key to success was playing the long game in his business. And that's something that Tami and I have done. I'll explain it quickly why we're saying the long game. So in golf, the reason why we had that golf question, there's a long game, there's a short game. A lot of you know golf, it looks like. So, you all know the long game is played on the open fairways. They're much longer, they're much bigger, and you use your drivers or your woods, which a wood is a driver too, I know, but you use your woods, your drivers to get the ball down the long hundreds of yards, usually these fairways, to get them on the green where the hole is at. All right. Like I said, to get them on the green. The green is called the short game. That's where you go and you will putt. You'll use a putter, which is a smaller club than the driver, to putt it in the hole. All right. But that basically is where all the glory tends to be sometimes. The short game is where there's a lot of glory. However, and now I feel bad because Nina, do not take this the wrong way because I know you love putt. So we're using an example, but we're not saying anything negative about that. There's anything with you that's negative, I promise. Okay. But many of us want to play a short game, like going to a miniature golf course, right? Where it's a little easier to get the win, getting the ball in the hole. It gives you a quicker win. Usually it's more fun. It's not as stressful. You're getting on that miniature golf course. There's lots of colors and fun things going on. It's just a little bit easier, fun. Yeah. The dinosaurs, all that, like Nina said. But again, Nina, this is not bad against you. All right. They're successful golfers invest in equipment, drivers, wedges, woods, their putter, of course. They usually go to the driving range. They practice their swing. They get out on the golf course. They take lessons. They'll do all these things. All right.
They're not just sitting back, waiting for success to come to them. They're actively
pursuing success and learning the master name of golf, the game of golf. When you're master, there's going to be days where things are going to go great. You're out there, man. You don't have a slice. You've perfected certain things, and you're hitting that ball. Woo! It just feels good, right? You're having great days out there on the golf course.
But there's days that aren't as good too.
But a good golfer knows there's going to be bad days too, right? But the bad days are only going to be a blip, because the more you learn and practice, the better you're going to get. And the less bad days and the more good days you'll have in your golf game, the more you keep, practicing and doing the things you need to do. And the same is true in your business. When you play the long game, this is what �ᵗ𝗏 𝗪𝗏 said he's done in his business. When you play the long game, I mean, think of �ᵗ𝗏 𝗪𝗏. He used to be just a course creator, and now Oprah hires him, and he's been hired by athletes to help him.
He gets literally people hire him for $1 million a year to coach.
He said he had 4 millionaires that have hired him, billionaires, and they pay him $1 million each to coach him. Now he's in personal development. He didn't do this. He even told us, I didn't do this in year one, or he started in 2006. He said, it's taken me 10 years before I got $1 billion. So, but he said, I play the long game. And every time when you play the long game, you're going to keep growing to success. All right.
And when you have a day that isn't so great,
when it sucks, sometimes you're going to have a day that sucks.
Then you can have that mindset. It's only a day. It's a day and a string of better days to come, right? Again, you're always thinking about that future vision, that not just the long game, the end game, right? The end goal of all of that. And so you can overcome the obstacles and challenges along the way, because it's just the one day. You're not playing for just a quick, short win. You're playing for long-term success.
The bad day doesn't destroy us. It doesn't end our business. We're not going to give up just because we have a bad day, because we know the goal. We know what we're shooting for. We're shooting for the long-term multi-six-figure success, and we know it's reachable, because we know if we just continue to play the long game, all right, your business will always trend up. And that's the key. Your business will look kind of like this, right? You'll trend up. You might have a dip. You go up a little bit, you dip up, but you're always going to trend up. No matter what happens, over the course of months and weeks and years, you'll always trend up, even if
Yes.
there's a slight dip. And
Along
that's
the way.
what the long game, playing the long
Right.
game does for your business. It helps you to keep trending upwards.
Yes.
And the long-term trajectory of your business will always point up. And you're going to have the staying power to beat out your competition. Listen, when COVID hit, you guys, there are so many people, even in our own town, I don't think they're around anymore. Like, we'll get calls now for things that we knew other people sold in town. And we're like, are they even around anymore? Like, I haven't seen them at show. I haven't seen them at any meetings. I haven't, there are a lot of travel professionals in our community that just aren't around anymore. People gave up. And a lot of people, listen, in the industry have quit or will quit when they don't get the quick wins, or when they run up against an obstacle or a challenge. It's only temporary, and in fact, when you're playing the long game, that, okay, here's an obstacle, but I know that I can overcome this.
Right. I
know that it's just a challenge that I can figure out how to solve this. It changes your mindset. When you're playing the long game of success, challenges and obstacles are not going to stop you or crush you.
Right.
And it's okay to feel sorry for yourself for a couple hours or for 24 hours. But if you're playing the long game, you don't stay there. You get up the next morning, you're like, you know what? All right, we're going to handle this.
Yeah. And then knowing that you can figure this out, like, this is a temporary setback. Right. This is a blip on the radar. This is a frustration I'm dealing with, but I can solve this. Like, we have to recognize, like, that we are overcomers, and we are created to be able to face challenges, not run from challenges. Right. So knowing that you are going to be able to break through and have a win, even though you might be temporarily dealing with a wall. Right.
There's nothing wrong with the process. You had someone that failed. Human beings failed at the resort. That doesn't mean the process is bad. That doesn't mean your business is bad. What that means,
that you made a mistake.
It doesn't mean that even you made a mistake. But what that means is, to go forward, you might not recommend that resort. You're going to learn from it.
Right.
And you're going to investigate. Right. So playing the long game means, okay, I want to find out what happened. I'm going to send their concerns. I'm going to do everything I can to make this client happy. That's part of the long game. You're not giving up, or, you can be frustrated. It's okay to be frustrated and complain to somebody else about this, because you're human. Right. But you don't give up. You're not going to throw out the baby with the bathwater just because it was a bad experience.
That's where your mind has to be on that, the vision beyond the situation. Right. So we have to always, that's where the long game comes in. Like, no, this is a bigger picture. This is just one moment. This is one destination wedding out of the hundreds that I will do over my lifetime as a destination wedding specialist.
And one moment isn't going to define who you are.
Right.
Right. And we've all had a bad day in our life, and usually we've overcome it. All right. So I just want to encourage you there. That's part of what that's an example of what playing the long game in your travel wedding business looks like. Right. And all of this leads you to the road to success. Right. When you just keep going, but you make adjustments. Right now, you're not going to keep sending people to that resort especially if they continue to have problems. Right. Now that would not be smart or good business. Right. That would not be, if you're like, I guess playing the short game would be like, well, they're having this $1,000 bonus that I keep getting in my commission, and I like that $1,000 win. So I'm going to keep sending people to that resort because they're the only one giving me the $1,000 bonus, which they have to do because they can't keep anybody there because they're doing such a bad job. But that would be a short game type of thing, because then eventually everyone's going to be upset and you're going to lose long-term customers. Right. Because we're in it to win it, right? We want to create a business with those lifelong people, with those people that are going to give us referrals, that are going to stick with us through their whole journey of travel and come back to us over and over again. Right. If you play the long game in your business, you can play the long game in everything you do. That's the most important. Your life. Playing the long game in your business, obviously we're not expecting you to do this for life, right? But what you are going to do is have a vision. I mean, you can if you want. A vision for your business to the degree where when you're done and you have an exit strategy, you can, your business is valuable and you can sell it, right? Right. So that's also that's true. That's another long game. If you ever want to sell your business, because you have an established business. That's true. That where people go to, you have great clientele, and you've created a healthy business where somebody else would want to come in and purchase that from you for a good amount of money.